I'm going to reupholster my A-pillars on my Jaguar XK8. As you can see, this is the driver's side. The prior owner was apparently a smoker, and he put a couple of burn marks in here. But also, they end up looking like this. See how that one's all wrinkly? And so I'm going to take that old fabric off and put some new fabric on. And these are real easy to remove. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. If you just grab it and pull on it, it'll pop right off like that. So now the whole thing popped off, and then there's a connector in here that needs to be disconnected, but you squeeze it and it'll pop right out, and then you can take the entire assembly inside and take the old fabric off. Okay, now I have cleaned this really well. I took like a Scotch-Brite pad to it and some water and cleaned it really well. So I've unrolled my fabric here. I'm just going to lay this on the edge and leave myself a little bit of a lip and then roll it down there. And I know that if I cut it about right here, that'll leave me plenty of room to lap it around. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Okay, so now I've cut the piece of fabric to kind of be pretty close to the right size for this. I take my 3M adhesive and I'm just going to spray it on here. And give it a couple minutes to get a little bit tacky. Okay, this is my first attempt at this, and I might screw it up, but you never know. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this on here so that I can see. The thing is, it's not like it's going to stick immediately like contact cement does. So I'm just going to start off by putting it on the edge here, and then maybe fold it over a little bit. I'm going to come back later with a razor blade and trim off the excess here. And then this little corner right here, I've got a corner I have to fit into there. This stuff doesn't set up instantly, so you can always pull it off, put it back on if you need to. This corner is actually kind of hidden once it's on the car anyway. I've got a little bit of a wrinkle right there, but that's going to be, let me get it out. I think it's going to be hidden, but I don't know for sure. There we go. That looks better. All right, I'm just going to keep going around smoothing everything out and trimming off the inside, and then I'll put it back in the car. Now back out here at the car, all I got to do is just plug this little connector back in. Maybe it's upside down. It's hard doing this one-handed. Okay, plug that connector back in. The connector goes to nothing. I think what that is, over here on this side of the car, on the passenger side, there's a sensor for the airbag, and I think on the British cars, the right-hand drive cars, this would be the harness that goes to that, and it's just being stuck there to store it. And you know what? I need to tuck it up under this. Need to tuck it under this. Hard doing it one-handed. Man, I'm pretty good. If I ever lose an arm, I'm getting pretty good at doing stuff one-handed because I'm holding the camera with the other hand. Okay, so just put that back in there, and this will snap right back into place. And there it is. I've got it snapped back into place, and it looks much better than it did before with the cigarette burns and stuff. Now I just need to do the other side, and I'll be done. That took me maybe 15 minutes, including messing with the camera, so it's not a very time-consuming thing to do. All right, one difference between the passenger side and the driver's side is on the passenger side there's this airbag sensor. I've got the harness unclipped because it came out of the car, obviously, but that just slides out of there, and then it takes a T10 Torx bit, and I believe this one screw will remove the entire thing. That should just fall right out. Maybe not fall, but it'll pop out. maybe, if I'm lucky. I don't want to mess up my screen here. There we go. Just a little bit of maneuvering, and it comes out. And that's it. That's the only difference between the passenger side and the driver's side. One last thing. If you want, you can use the old piece of fabric as your pattern for cutting out the new piece of fabric. I'm not going to do it that way. It worked fine wrapping it around and trimming it with a razor blade. But if you want to do it that way, it'll work that way too.